following is a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports.
A slow roller, going to be a tough play. Hunsley, bare hands on the bounce, a throw. He got him. What a play from Grayson Hunsley on the bare hand.
It's time for Post-8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Post-8 Baseball is brought to you by Comtech, True Green Chemelon, Edward Jones Financial, Overhead Door, Todd's Electric, Shane's Pharmacy, Jaeger, AGE, First Fidelity, and State Farm Becky Potsuba Agency.
This will be flown out by Charlie Simpson out to left field. Going back, it is gone! Charlie Simpson hits a two-run home run, and it's a 3-2 ball game.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Missouri River Dentistry, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, Agtegra, Farting Electric, Envirotech, and Kruger Climate Systems.
Here's a line shot out and towards left center field, diving and making the catch out in center is Sun and Shine. And a tip of the cap from the head coach.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by Stalkin Peterson LLP, Wagner Auto, the South Dakota Office of Attorney General, Division of Consumer Protection, Gales Gas, First United Methodist Church, Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, Beck Motors, and May Adams.
Gets with a fly ball to left field. That one is going back to the wall. It's out of here. A 3-run homer for Dawson Getz. And it's a 4-0 lead for the Eights.
And by American Family Insurance Brittany Schaffelbein Agency, Lamb Motors, Bank West, CHS River Plains, Faith Lutheran Church, Graham Tire, Kathy's Sunshine Properties, Venture Communications, and the American of Fort Pierre. And now, Post-8 Baseball on KCCR.
And a good afternoon as we welcome you here to Brandon as we get set for the final games of the regular season. Post-8 takes on Brandon Valley Post 131 in a doubleheader as the Eights will be looking for 2 wins. If they can win 1, they're all but into the hosting a playoff series next week, Wednesday. There are a couple scenarios that maybe they don't get a chance to host, but if they take care of business today, and that also includes sweeping Brandon Valley, if they can just sweep Brandon Valley, they have nothing to worry about. They'll be in no matter what if they go 2-0 today. They'll be in as a home team no matter what. We've got a lot of scenarios that we can play out over the course of the day, and of course we'll talk about that as we get set and get rolling. There's also the outside shot that Post-8 could jump up all the way to 5. If things go perfectly in favor of Post-8, they could jump all the way to the 5th seed. But overall, the Eights have got to take care of business today against Brandon Valley, who they split with in the high school season this spring. They split with last summer. They split with the summer before. Here at Brandon, at Aspen Park here in Brandon, as the Post 131 Lynx are hosting this Post-8 team to close the regular season. Brandon Valley will still play again tomorrow, but Post-8 can empty and all hands on deck pitching-wise. Just a couple of guys that aren't available for the day today. Brandon Valley's got everybody available, but they also have 2 more games going into tomorrow. So this is an opportunity for the Eights to try and get a win over Brandon Valley, get a doubleheader sweep, and then they can let the pieces fall where they fall, because you know you're going to be at home for this region matchup next week, Wednesday and Thursday, which we'll have here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Eights will throw J.J. Buckholz in Game 1 as he will try and get that first win. He'll be countered by a really good Christopher Joseph that will be on the mound for Brandon Valley as we start to get set and almost ready to go here for first pitch between Post-8 and Brandon Valley. We're one of 6 doubleheaders today, but we will be done prior to any other games being done. That includes Game 1s of everybody else. I mean, we are playing at 3 and 5. Well, maybe we'll be able to get Game 1 from some doubleheaders. We'll be able to maybe get you a final score of some doubleheaders of Game 1. But overall, we're going to be done before anybody else is done today in their doubleheaders. And Post State will then be sitting and waiting to see who their opponent will be and where they will go. A lot on the line for this doubleheader between Post State and Brandon Valley. Glad you're with us here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Before we take our commercial break, let's go ahead. I think they're getting close to getting the lineups going. Let's go ahead and go through the lineups here real quick, and we'll start with Pierre Post State. Dawson Getz, the shortstop, will lead things off. Sutton Sunshine, the right fielder, will bat second. Charlie Simpson, the catcher, is batting third. Cooper Twilliger, the first baseman, will bat in the cleanup spot. Ridge Lineback, the left fielder, is batting fifth. Porter Hunsley, the center fielder, is batting sixth. Grayson Hunsley, the third baseman, will bat seventh. Trevor Rounds, the DH, is batting eighth. And Hudson Stosher, the second baseman, is the not cleanup man, but the 9-man. He's the last man in the batting order. J.J. Buckholz is on the mound for Post State. For Brandon Valley, Post 131, Braden Knudsen, the shortstop, is leading things off. Ryder Mueller, the second baseman, will bat second. Ryland Carroll, the third baseman, will bat third. Max Peters, the first baseman, batting fourth. Braden Stroh, the center fielder, batting fifth. Jack Blomgren, the right fielder, will bat sixth. Luke Smart is batting seventh. He's the DH. Mason Veld, the catcher, is batting eighth. And Caleb Severin will round out the lineup. He's the left fielder for Brandon Valley. Christopher Joseph is on the mound for Brandon Valley, Post 131. We will step aside. When we come back, we've got first pitch upcoming for you between Post State and Brandon Valley. Back in 3 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Want technology solutions you can trust from a neighbor you know? Comtech, locally owned and serving Pierre and surrounding area since 2009, is dedicated to keeping your home, farm, and business connected and secure. We offer a full range of services, from audio and video, security, surveillance, and networking with expert installation and support. Visit our storefront, call us at 605-224-4066, or visit our website, comtechplus.com, to experience the Comtech difference. Comtech, your local technology experts.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
When you're looking for quality trash pickup services, look no further than Envirotech. 6 days a week, their trucks are on the road picking up trash, even holidays. They're also the place to contact for recycling services. Their friendly, professional staff is ready to assist with weekly pickups or even special pickups. Check out the website at EnvirotechWaste.com. Envirotech is locally operated. Call 224-4804. Envirotech Waste Services in Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
When life throws you a curveball, May Adam Law Firm in Pierre is here to help you knock it out of the park. For over 130 years, we've been providing trusted legal expertise in business, family law, criminal defense, and more. Proud sponsors of this season's baseball action, we're committed to serving our community both on and off the field. Need legal advice? Step up to the plate with May Adam Law Firm. Visit mayadam.net or call today. May Adam, South Dakota's law firm since 1881.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our #1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre.
Swing for the fences with a great deal from Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre. Whether you need a powerful truck, a fuel-efficient sedan, or a spacious SUV, they've got the perfect lineup to keep you on the road and in the game. Don't strike out. Stop by today or visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, where the best deals in town are always in play.
We welcome you back as we are set for first pitch between Post States and Brandon Valley Post 131. Glad you're with us here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. It is Christopher Joseph on the mound for Brandon Valley. Post State's lineup again will look like this. It'll be Dawson Guest, the shortstop, leading things off. Sutton Sunshine batting second, the right fielder. Charlie Simpson is catching, batting third. Cooper Twilliger, the first baseman, is batting fourth. Ridge Lineback, the left fielder, is batting fifth. Porter Hunsley, the center fielder, batting sixth. Grayson Hunsley will bat seventh. He's the center, the third baseman. Trevor Rounds, the DH, batting eighth, and Hudson Stosher, the second baseman, batting ninth for this Brandon Valley, or for Post State against this Brandon Valley squad. As we are set and ready for first pitch, as Dawson Getz will come to the plates. One big win today. That's the minimum that we need for Post State's. If we want to see Post State play at home coming up next Wednesday, one has to be the minimum. You can potentially still host with it going 0-2, but things have to go your way. As the first pitch will come in, over for strike one as we're underway here this afternoon at 2:59. Right on time for first pitch. As you're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station, Getz will swing and miss, or swing and foul off the 0-1 to make it 0-2. And again, a 2-0 day. Post State's going to be hosted next Wednesday. A 1-1 day, all but likely. There's just very little that will actually allow Post State to not be at home, and that is specific things that we can talk about later on as we get in the broadcast. 1-2 pitch to Getz. That'll be fouled off in a slow curve from Chris Joseph. And it remains at 1-2. Chris Joseph is making his fifth start, eighth appearance overall in the season. The 1-2 pitch that will just miss low and away, and the count's now 2-2. He has 4-1 record, 13 runs, 9 of them earned, 25 walks, and 25 strikeouts. As he will get his 26th of the season as Dawson Getz swings and misses for the first out, and that is how our ball game begins. An ERA at 2.42. A whip at 1.54, and a batting average against at 172. Not a lot of hits against him throughout an entire ball game when Chris Joseph is on the mound. So Post State has to take advantage of any walks, but just any base runners, they got to take advantage of it. As the first pitch will miss just low to Sutton Sunshine. Sunshine hitting .351 of the season, make that 4 doubles and 33 hits. He does have a triple and a home run, and a team lead second on the team in RBIs with 24 behind Ridge Linebach's 27 as they counts 2-0 here to Sutton Sun and Shine. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That'll come high. No, that will be at the top of the zone. The count's now 2-1. Wind is blowing out towards right field. It's 3:15 down the right field line, 3:15 down the left field line. As there's a swing and a miss by Sun and Shine, the count goes to now 2-2. It is 375 straightaway center here at Brandon Valley. Last time they hosted a state tournament 2021, and there's a lot of home runs in that 2021 state tournament. And there's a strikeout of Sutton Sun and Shine. There's now 2 down here in the top of the first inning. And it brings up Charlie Simpson, the catcher. Around the horn defensively, Caleb Severin is out in left, Brayton Stroh in center, and Jack Blomgren in right. Rylan Carroll's at third. It is the shortstop, Braden Knudsen. Ryder Mueller at second, Max Peters at first. Mason Veld behind the plate as he catches strike one on a swing and a miss from Charlie Simpson, as Chris Joseph is looking for 3 strikeouts and 3 at-bats to open up the ballgame. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll come inside, missing Simpson. The count's now 1-1. Charlie Simpson is hitting .352, 2 doubles, 3 triples, and a home run, 12 runs driven in for Simpson, who has been around that 3-4 spot for the most part all season. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one will miss low, and the count's 2-1. Really, it's been Carter Shufflebein, Dawson Getz, and Charlie Simpson, sprinkled in with Cooper Twilliger, Sutton Sun and Shine around that area. So it's been a really good lineup up and down for Post State throughout this season, as that one is missing outside. The count's 3-1. No Carter Shufflebein today. He'll rejoin the team coming up in the playoffs on Wednesday. Here's a 3-1. That'll be at the top of the zone. It was a check swing by Simpson, but called the strike, and the count is now full at 3-2. And trying to get out of the top of the first with 3 strikeouts is Chris Joseph. 3-2 pitch. Checking his swing. They're going to appeal, and the first base umpire says no swing, so it is not a perfect clean inning for Chris Joseph. A walk issued to Simpson, and it brings up Cooper Twilliger. Still trying to put the ball in play for the first time. We do have a courtesy runner for the catcher and Simpson. This will be Brayden Houlette that will run. Houlette, he has stolen 6 bases when he has been the courtesy runner. He has no plate appearances. He's only been a courtesy runner, but he's got 6 steals. So prime opportunity to see maybe a guy in motion here with 2 outs. Not stealing in the first pitch. That one's taken high and outside, and the count's 1-0. Here to Cooper Twilliger, who is hitting .377, which is Thompson the team. He's had 7 doubles and 2 triples with 17 runs driven in. This will be fouled away by Twilliger at the plate and bounces off the brick and goes over to the first base coaching box where J.R. Mayer takes it. Houlette was off of the pitch, and he will return back to first, and the count's now 1-1 here to Cooper Twilliger. See if Houlette goes again. 1-1 pitch. Not running this time. That curveball stays upstairs, and the count's now 2-1 to the big man. Trying to pass the torch to Ridge Linebach with 2 outs here in the top of the first. The 2-out walk, can it come back to haunt Brandon Valley? There's a swing and a miss by Twilliger, and the count's 2-2. This Post-State team not keeping an eye on other games right now, especially other than Post 320 playing today. Everything else will be tomorrow. The 2-2 will miss low. Braden Houlette will steal that easily. He ends up diving head first into second without a throw, but he does steal second. And there's now a runner in score position here with a 3-2 count and 2 outs here at the top of the first. Here's the pitch to Twilliger. That'll miss outside. That'll be ball 4. Back-to-back walks, and it's first and second now with 2 away. And it brings up Ridge Linebach. So here is Linebach with an opportunity. .355 batting average. Tops on the team in RBIs with 27. 5, make that 7 doubles and 5 triples with a home run as well. First pitch to him. That's a full swing. Didn't want to really swing at it, didn't Linebach, but he is going to be swinging and missing for strike 1. Runners at first and second with 2 away. 0-1 pitch. That one will catch the top of the zone and a curveball, and the count's now 0-2 here to Linebach. Leinbach has 14 of his 27 RBIs coming with 2 outs. He's hitting .400 with runners in scoring position. There's a hard ground ball to the right side. That'll be fielded by the second baseman. Quick flip to second. Almost was not in time, but they do record the out at second on the 4-3. Make that the 4-6 ground out to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base for Pierre in the top of the first. No score between Pierre and Brandon Valley as we head to the bottom of the first. You're listening to Post-State Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Back in a minute.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
It is the bottom of the first. No score in the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby and scoreboard. Brandon Valley post 131 lineup. Brandon Knudsen, the shortstop, leading things off. Ryder Mueller, the second baseman, batting second. Rylan Carroll, the third baseman, will bat third. Max Peters, the first baseman, will bat in the cleanup spot. Brayton Stroh, the center fielder, will bat fifth. Jack Blomgren, the right fielder, batting sixth. Luke Smart, the DH, batting seventh. Mason Veld, the catcher, batting eighth. Caleb Severin rounds out the lineup as he hits ninth, the left fielder for Brandon Valley in game one of our doubleheader. J.J. Buckles on the mound, 33 2/3 innings. That is second on the team in innings. All of his appearances have been starts. This is his 7th start of the season. 3-2 on the season. 30 hits allowed, 18 runs, 12 of them earned, 14 walks, 21 strikeouts. As the first pitch will come in, missing high for ball one to Braden Knudsen. Buckles with an ERA at 2.4, make that 2.5. Whip at 1.31 and a batting average against at 234 as he's down the count 2-0 here to Braden Knudsen. Brandon Valley went 2-3 over the weekend at the Gopher Classic. You really have to go 4-1 or 5-0 to win your pool. Most of the time you end up having to go 5-0, but a 3-0 count right now here to Knudsen, who's hitting .376 on the season with 5 doubles, a triple, and 13 runs driven in. And that will miss high in a 4-pitch walk, a rare walk from J.J. Buckles. And it's now Ryder Mueller to the plate. Mueller hitting .329 on the season with 1 double. That's his only extra base hit. 10 runs driven in for Mueller. Buckles that was only his 15th walk in 33 2/3 innings. Basically 34 innings pitched, and that's only just his 15th walk. That's about 1 every 2 innings or so. And he's missing the first 5 pitches right now as that one misses high for ball 1. Ryder Mueller, the number 2 man in the batting order. Rylan Carroll will follow. Here's the 1-0. That one will also miss inside. So 6 straight misses here for J.J. Buckles. And again, everybody is available. Well, not everybody is available, but it's all hands on deck for a day like today. That is for everybody available, because no matter how many pitches you throw, the next time that Post-State will play, everybody will be available. 2-0 pitch, also missing high. 7 straight misses here from J.J. Buckles, and that will draw a mound visit from Charlie Simpson to kind of settle down his fellow teammate, fellow senior for Post-State. Buckles does not struggle very often. Again, you know, the whip at 1.31, that's, again, you're allowing less than 2 guys on base per inning outside of errors happening. Your ERA at 2.5, not allowing a whole lot of runs and only 15 walks in nearly 34 innings. You J.J. Buckles doesn't usually not find the zone, but he's walked back-to-back on 8 straight pitches. And it will bring up now the number 3 man, Rylan Carroll. So Rylan Carroll to the plate.
Third baseman,
Where
number 5, Rylan Carroll.
Carroll, if I can find him on the stat sheet here real quick. 271 batting average for Carroll. That one's missing low. And the count's 1-0. Carroll, 271 batting average. She's got 5 doubles, 2 of the 4 home runs hit by Brandon Valley so far. So this is a dangerous guy, but that one misses upstairs, and now the count is 2-0, and that's 10 straight balls to start the afternoon for J.J. Buckles. Not on the agenda to start a doubleheader right now. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one, it'll take it for a strike, and that one was inside, probably crossing the plate anyway, but one that J.J. Buckles desperately needed and got maybe a little bit of help, but otherwise, I mean, when you're struggling, sometimes it's hard to get that help, but that one was one that Buckles needs to work with here. 2-1 pitch. Comes inside, and the count's now 3-1. Good hitters count here for Carroll. Ground ball's a pretty good order for Post State if they can get one. They can help settle Buckles in the ball game if he can find one on the ground right now. 3-1 pitch. That will be at the top of the zone. This is going to be a high strike zone. We saw that with Post State as well. Those high strikes are going to be there, so the count's now full at 3-2. Buckles does not want to walk his 3rd straight guy here to start the ball game. First and second with nobody out here at the bottom of the first. 3-2 pitch. That will be upstairs, and the bases are loaded on 3 straight walks. And now you really are in desperate need of a ground ball. A ground ball right back to you would be huge, but this will bring out Coach River Iverson. You know, how much of a leash do you give J.J. Buckles, or just any pitcher, not just Buckles today, but how much of a leash do you give anybody? You know, this is as playoff baseball as you can get right now. Brandon Valley is obviously going to be hosting. You know, it would be a catastrophe if they don't host, and that would be like everything going wrong for them, including going 0-4 the next 2 days. And, you know, post 320 end up getting, you know, over the 500 win percentage. Everybody winning every single game that I think only one thing has to go their way between them and anybody else, and everything will be just fine. But this is a playoff state tournament hopeful team, and you're trying to make sure that you're hosting. This is playoff baseball right now.
Next up for your
And as Coach Iverson gets the quick mound visit,
number 4, number 2,
it's Max Peters, the first baseman, the lefty that will dig in against J.J. Buckles. He can go back to work from the windup here. First pitch. That one, he slips off the mound and misses for ball 1. So a 1-0 count to Max Peters. The bases loaded here and nobody out in the bottom of the first. 1-0 pitch. That one will miss low, and the count's 2-0. No first pitch strike yet for J.J. Buckles, who usually is at 51%. Would have had 2 of the 4 guys get a first pitch strike against him. 2-0 pitch. It's now 3-0. No activity out in the left field bullpen, but you got to think that somebody will get up here soon if Buckles ends up walking in a man to start the ball game with 4 straight walks. 3-0 pitch. That's down the middle for a strike, and the count is now at 3-1. Bases loaded here with nobody out. 3-1 pitch. Misses inside, and that will bring in the first run of the ball game.
Walk for Peters.
4 straight walks.
An
RBI for Max Peters. And it brings up Brayton Stroh. I don't know if, you know, obviously with the way the lineup is, the DH Trevor Rounds, you know, he could go in the ball game if you bring somebody in to pitch in J.J. Buckles' place, but you'd like to see him get through this first inning. Swing and a miss. That's the first swing from anybody from Brandon Valley in the first 5 at-bats. It was a miss by Stroh. And the first time that J.J. Buckles is working ahead in the count. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and the count's now 0-2. Rounds is throwing with Parker O'Brien out behind the dugout, which indicates that somebody will be coming in from the field to pitch, and Rounds would go out in the field. Maybe you'd have Rounds pitching, but he'd probably go down the bullpen to warm up. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Not a bad 0-2 pitch. The count's now 1-2, trying to get Stroh to fish for a strikeout. I mean, really, strikeout or a ground ball right back to Buckles. That's the two options right now, or maybe a pop-up on the infield. Here's the 1-2. That one's chopped at the plate. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Flags, although it's picked up a little bit of wind here, the flags out in center are hanging pretty low, hanging down right at the flagpole. The 1-2 pitch here from J.J. Buckles. That one just misses inside, looking for that call that he got earlier, but didn't get it. And the count's now 2-2. Nobody's put the ball in play yet. For Brandon Valley, they've walked 4 times. The 2-2. That one will be flown out towards left field. Rich Leinbach, then he'll make the jumping catch, and they got a chance to get a triple play. They got to throw to second, step on third, though. He'll be out at third. No, I don't think he was ever on the base.
By Stroh.
I don't believe that he ever, they're going to say he's safe, but I don't think he was ever on the base. Well, we're going to go back on YouTube here to watch this real quick. And the home plate, and River Iverson is complaining to the home plate umpire. Let's see. Yeah, he definitely was off the base before that catch was made. Well, he might have been on. He might have been on when the catch was made. The guy at second was definitely off, and he was able to make his way back. But it was very, very close. The first out, Ridge Leinbach makes a fantastic grab. And I think the home plate umpire got it right. I mean, it's very, very close. With a sac fly and an RBI for Brayton Stroh for the first out. And now it's Jack Blomgren with runners at first and second. And 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Very, very close play. First pitch is over for strike 1. And again, going back and watching, and the ability to go back on YouTube real quick, able to zoom in on Leinbach reaching back to make the catch. It was really close for that runner at third, and Mueller that took off almost the exact moment that ball was in the glove of Leinbach. The count's now 1-1. I mean, he had a possibility of that double play, but almost had a chance, if the ball would have came to second, had a chance for a double play. But still, a ground ball can get you out of this with very limited damage. This will be ripped foul down the third base line. The count's now 1-2. And so let's see if J.J. Buckles can get a strikeout here of Jack Blomgren. 1 out. Runners at first and second here in a 2-0 lead for Brandon Valley. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Good curveball that misses outside and low. We're trying to get the sweeper to get him to chase, but nobody's been chasing that curveball on the landing in the other batter's box, just barely landing in the other batter's box. Can't get him a chase. Here's the 2-2 again. There's a fastball that'll be caught on the inside corner for strike 3. And there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the first, and it's now Luke Smart, the DH. That's a big strikeout. Now it's easiest base, easiest thing to get you out of this inning. And after 4 straight walks, can the Eights get out of this with very, very limited damage? 4 straight walks to open the inning. Now it's first and second with 2 outs. Luke Smart's got a chance to open things up for Brandon Valley, but the first pitch will miss, just low and inside, and the count's 1-0. Buckles comes set from the stretch. 1-0 pitch will miss high and outside, and it's 2-0 here to Smarts. Seventh man to come to the plate here in the bottom of the first for Brandon Valley, post 131. No hits so far in the inning for post 131. That 2-0 pitch, that's a slow curveball that drops right down the middle for a strike, and the count's 2-1. Line box catch out left. If he doesn't make that grab, that opens things up for a massive inning. Here's one right back up the middle. Getz will field. He'll step on the bag at second. That retires the side. Wasn't a great start to the inning, but the Eights limit the damage in the bottom of the first inning. 2 runs without a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. 1 complete here in Brandon, and a 2-0 lead for Brandon Valley over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
For over 60 years, Ferding Electric has been powering homes and businesses across central South Dakota. When you need reliable electrical service, trust the experts with decades of experience. Whether it's a simple residential repair, a complex commercial installation, or even electrical work on your farm, Ferding Electric has you covered. And if you're tired of searching everywhere for that hard-to-find bulb, Ferding Electric carries a wide selection of bulbs, including those hard-to-find fluorescent and specialty options. Visit us at 2903 East Elizabeth Street or call today, 605-224-8684.
We welcome you back. Top of the second, 2-0 lead for Brandon Valley over Pierre here in game 1 of our doubleheader, as the Eights will try, and they need a split, at least a split today. And obviously that first inning did not look good for Buckles. He walked the first 4 guys, which obviously drew in a run. A sac fly RBI out to left, but that started the 3 straight being retired in a row to keep this a 2-0 ball game. In this first inning, now going to the top of the second, as it'll be 6, 7, and 8 for the Eights. Porter Hunsley, Grayson Hunsley, and Trevor Rounds. First pitch from Joseph will be missing upstairs for ball 1. And again, I was pretty quick to think that there was no way that runner at third and Mueller would have tagged up when the catch was made. But going back and watching quickly on YouTube and backtracking from it, I think the right call, it was very close. That would have been really hard to call him out. I mean, it was a bang-bang. Might have left early, but maybe left early by a half a second. Here's a 2-1 pitch now to Porter Hunsley. That'll be upstairs, and the count's now 3-1. But if you're Coach Iverson, I think you got to lobby for that call to go your way. You got to have a break. That how the first inning was going. You got to try and get that break if you can, as that will miss inside, and it'll be a leadoff walk to Porter Hunsley. And we'll bring up Grayson Hunsley, the third baseman.
Number 14, Grayson.
I could not, if I was in the same spot as Coach Iverson, there's no way that I wouldn't be out there trying to lobby and argue that he would have left early. And I would think Coach Van Heel would say the same thing from Brandon Valley, that if it was flipped around, he would have been out asking and thinking that he would have left early. Hunsley will sky the first pitch up on the right side. The second baseman and will call for it, and Mueller will make the catch on the leadoff and make that the first out. The leadoff man still at first. One down here at the top of the second, and it brings up Trevor Rounds.
Hunsley flies up to Mueller, brings up number 11, designated hitter.
Rounds so far on the season, he is hitting .235, 1 triple, 5 runs driven in, 4 rounds. Here's the first pitch. Instead stepping off and looking the runner back over. Hunsley at first base, Porter Hunsley over at first. We've had now a combined 7 walks between these two teams, and we've got 1 out at the top of the second. That first pitch is over for strike 1 to Rounds. That also tells you, too, there are 0 hits on the scoreboard for either side. And we've had a total of 7 base runners. That one will be over for a strike, and the count's 0-2 now to Trevor Rounds. Hudson Stosher, the number 9 man, waits on deck. But Rounds in the hole 0-2. 0-2 pitch. This will be fouled and got out of play. Boy, did that go off the catcher, and it went over the top of the netting. It could not have felt good to the catcher, Mason Veld.
Today, $1 for every foul ball that you return to the dugout. Come up to the press box, get you $1.
So as Veld shakes off the cobwebs, Rounds will dig back in with an 0-2 count with 1 out here in the top of the second. Joseph comes set from the stretch. Here's the 0-2 again. Curveball that'll be dropping in for strike 3, and there's now 2 down here in the top of the second. And it brings up Hudson Stosher.
Groundbreaking outdoor designs.
Stosher is hitting .276, 2 doubles, 7 runs driven in. Of his 7 runs driven in, he's driven in 3 with 2 outs. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Post 8 is hitting .313 as a team. Total of 149 RBIs and the 189 runs that have scored overall. They're hitting .313 with runners in scoring position as well, and 61 2-out RBIs for Post 8s heading into the final doubleheader of the regular season. Stosher with a line shot, that'll get down for a base hit into center field. Hunsley will try and get to third. The throw will come in. The tag is going to be not in time and dropped by the third baseman, Carroll. And it's first and third with 2 away. A little bit of hesitation from Porter Hunsley, but the speed was still able to get there in time. And Stosher's at first with the single. And now an opportunity as we get back to the top of the order for Dawson Getz to try and make this a 1-run ball game. Getz struck out swinging in his first at-bat. 3 strikeouts so far for Christopher Joseph, but as he stands with 25 walks and 25 strikeouts in the season, he's now at 28 and 28. 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. He's staying consistent on 1 walk per 1 strikeout. That pitch is outside for ball 1 to Dawson Getz. He started out the inning with 2 strikeouts at the top of the first and walked the next 2 guys. For Linebach grounded the second baseman on the fielder's choice ground out. This will come inside on Getz. He turns away from it, and the count's 2-0 now. Base hit makes this a 2-1 ball game. Wild pitch pass ball does the same thing. 2-0. That'll miss low, and the count's 3-0. On deck is Sutton Sunshine, who is also 0-for-1 with a strikeout. Leadoff walk to Hunsley. 2-out single by Stosher. 3-0 pitch. That will bounce in for ball 4. And the bases are now loaded here for Sutton Sunshine to try and tie the ball game up. Base hit ties it up here.
Walk will bring up right fielder number 6, Sutton Sunshine.
That will get a mound visit, though, from Brandon Valley here with 2 outs at the top of the second. Stosher's hits is the first of the game for either side, and against a 2-0 advantage for Brandon Valley. Both pitchers off to a little bit of a sluggish start on a Thursday afternoon. It's a beautiful day. It's not hot out here. I mean, it is almost as perfect as you can ask for a day baseball game. 73 degrees here in Brandon. Feels like 73. And there's chances of rain all weekend and all next week, but there is no chance of rain the rest of the day today here for Brandon. The winds are at 3 miles an hour. I mean, you just can't ask for a better day of baseball on July 17th.
Number 6.
A couple years ago, may not have been July 17th, but when we were here at the end of the season, we had the Canadian wildfires. It was a kind of a, I mean, the temperature wasn't terrible, but it was kind of a nasty day for baseball. The air quality wasn't great. There's possibility of it not even being played because the air quality was so poor. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Sunshine. That's at the top of the zone. The count's 1-1 here. So the number 2 man, the batting order, the right fielder, who is trying to drive in a couple of runs here. 24 runs driven in, 395 batting average with runners in scoring position. 1-1 pitch. Swinging a foul tip into the midst of the catcher Veld, and the count's now 1-2. And a strike away from getting out of this inning unscathed for the pitcher in Christopher Joseph. 1-2 pitch upcoming to Sun and Shine. Hits him. It'll hit him up in the shoulder, and it'll drive in a run to make it 2-1. That's an RBI the really hard way. But now a base hit gives the Eights could give the Eights the lead. Bases are still loaded. 25th RBI of the season for Sun and Shine. And now Charlie Simpson, with his 12 runs driven in, a chance to make this a big lead, or a lead for Post 8. That one will be upstairs for ball 1. That is the third free pass given in this inning, 5th overall for Christopher Joseph in an inning and 2/3. 1-0 pitch, grounded down, fouled on the third base line. The count's 1-1. Big opportunity here for the Eights. And we could settle into a bullpen type of game at some point. These pitchers are going to walk these many guys. They're not going to be able to survive all 7 innings. That one will miss low. That was a good curveball. A good take there from Simpson. Didn't have the legs to get across the plate at the knees. And the count's 2-1. 2-1 from Joseph. On the inside corner, Simpson was backing away from it, but it's taken for a strike, and the count's now 2-2. And just like that, we are going to have some activity. It's either Luke Felderman or Will Van Loor that will be out warming up. Simpson will take strike 3 at the top of the zone, and that will retire the side here in the top of the second. 1 run scores on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 men left on base. After an inning and a half, it is a 2-1 lead for Brandon Valley over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Venture Communications has deep roots in rural South Dakota. Venture now proudly provides fiber to the home with 100% of our customers, enabling them to enjoy super fast and reliable internet connections. We'd like the opportunity to keep you in touch with the people and resources that matter most. 100% fiber and 100% committed to rural South Dakota. Call Venture Communications today at 605-852-2224, 605-852-2224, or online at venturecom.net.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
It is the bottom of the second, 2-1 lead for Brandon Valley over Pierre with American Family Insurance printing shuffle by and scoreboard. J.J. Buckles somewhat of looking for a restart here in this ball game. It is 8-9-1 for post 131. Mason Veld, Caleb Severin, and Braden Knudsen. Has 4 walks in the inning, no hits allowed in the bottom of the first, but did give up those 2 runs. It was a sacrifice fly to drive in the second run. So now Mason Veld here at the plate to open things up in the bottom of the second. Here's the first pitch. It'll miss outside for ball 1. So Post 8 today, if they win 1 game, and Post 320 would go 3-1 over the next 2 days. They play East today and then West tomorrow. 14 of the 16 possible scenarios, Post 8 will be at home. Only 2 opportunities will they not be at home, as that one's taken for a strike and the count's 1-2. If Post 320 does not go 3-1, they go 2-2, that will remain under 500. Post 8 will be at home, no matter what, with a 1-1 record. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It'll be upstairs, and the count's now 2-2. A total of 42 different outcomes. And Post 8's got an opportunity to be at home at 32 of those 42 different outcomes. That'll be upstairs, and the count's now 2-2. Some of those get eliminated after game 1 because either Post 8 can't go 2-0 or they can't go 0-2. And then more of those outcomes get eliminated after the end of the day today. That one, I missed just a little bit outside. Charlie Simpson even turned around and asked the umpire where that one might have missed. And that's the 5th walk of the afternoon for J.J. Buckles. Cooper Ness will courtesy run for Mason Veld. And now it's Caleb Severin to the plate. All of it hinges overall about the post 322 doubleheaders. If they get above 500, at or above 500, this will be a bunt attempt down the third base line. Grayson Hunsley will field that. His throw to first will be in time. And there is one down. Sacrifice is good, 5-3. And one away here in the bottom of the second. And a runner in scoring position now with one down. And it's the top of the order for Braden Knutson. Brookings and Harrisburg will play tomorrow. A doubleheader. Post 320 is also playing today and tomorrow against East and West. Huron and Brandon Valley will play in Huron tomorrow. That's the other doubleheader to pay attention to. Post 320 would lose both games at Sioux Falls East. You don't have Post State really, outside of just paying attention to everything, you don't have to, they won't factor into the seeding at that point. That one's upstairs and the count's 2-0. And it's all because Post 320 has played the likes of Pierre, Harrisburg, Huron, and Brookings in complete different capacities. They played Huron 3 times, Brookings once, Pierre twice, and Harrisburg 0 times. That'll be taken for a strike, and the count's 2-1. Here to Braden Knutson. So them getting to 500, where they're currently one game below 500, them getting to 500 changes everything for everybody. Showing bunt pulls it back. Didn't really get a chance to square around was Knutson. If Pierre had played, or if Post 320 had played Brookings, Huron, Pierre, and Harrisburg twice, didn't really matter then. Everybody would jump up the same amount. Runner takes off. The throw to third. The tag. He is safe at third. And it was a strike, though, to Knutson, and it's a stolen base for Cooper Ness running for Mason Veld. And so he's at third now with 1 out. And a full count pitch to Braden Knutson. Buckles will work back from the windup. 3-2 pitch is off the hands. High, it was a small pop-up behind the mound, and the catch will be made by the shortstop and gets. And there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the second. That's a big out for J.J. Buckles. Now it's Ryder Mueller.
Second baseman, Ryder Mueller.
Knutson, Mueller, Carroll, and Peters, first 4 guys in the batting order. They are looking to swing the bat for the first time. All 4 of them walked first trip to the plate. That one's upstairs for ball 1. Knutson and Mueller both scored. Knutson went around to each base on walks, and then Mueller tagged up and scored on the sac fly from Brayton Stroh. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-1. He was trying to make it a 4-1 ball game, was Mueller. Runner on at third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. 1-1 pitch. There's a ground ball right back up the middle. Backhanded by Stosher from behind the bag. The throw to first. Scooped out. They got him. What a play from Hudson Stosher to get out of the inning. Saves a run off the scoreboard on a very tough 4-3 ground out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on base. We played 2 here in Brandon, and a 2-1 lead for Brandon over Pierre. Back in a minute. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Yag Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag chemical and seed retailer. Yag Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Yag Air for all your ag chemical and seed needs. Kyle 605-280-8710 or Tony 605-280-4771.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, You, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Top of the third, Post State down by 1, and it will be 4, 5, and 6. Cooper Twilliger, Ridge Leinbach, and Porter Hunsley. He might reach his base. Grayson Hunsley will be the next one to the plate. Here's the first pitch to Twilliger. That'll be taken on the inside corner for strike 1. Twilliger grounded out, actually walked, back in the top of the first inning. He'll swing and miss at the 0-1 pitch, and the count's quickly 0-2. As he tries to be the leadoff man on base. They got the leadoff man on the top of the second to come around to score. But Twilliger will strike out in 3 pitches, and the leadoff man is retired. As it's back-to-back, going back to last inning for Christopher Joseph, and there's 1 down. It'll be 5 strikeouts now, along with 4 walks and a hit by pitch. Ridge Leinbach, who is 0 for 1 and ground out to the second baseman. Ended up being a fielder's choice, but it ended the inning as the first pitch is taken for strike 1 of the outside corner. Trying to finish the summer off into the tear here for Leinbach, as that'll miss blown away, and the count's 1-1. One from Joseph. That'll bounce in 5 feet in front of the plate, and the count's 2-1. Both pitchers are really trying to settle in. J.J. Buckles just allowed that 1 base runner in the bottom of the second. That'll miss outside. The count's 3-1. Because both guys would like to go deep into this ball game. 3-1 pitch. Here's a slow roller on a high chopper. The throw from the third baseman. Nice play there from the third baseman, Rylan Carroll. Feels it cleanly, fires to first. There's 2 down now here in the top of the third inning. And it will bring up now Porter Hunsley.
17, Porter Hunsley.
He walked to lead off the second, came in to score on the RBI hit by pitch from Sutton Sunshine. We'll see if the Aids can get a 2-out rally rolling. Carroll over at third. That was a really smooth play, fielding and throwing pretty much all in one motion, as the first pitch misses outside for ball 1. I mentioned some of the scenarios, but again, Brookings, Harrisburg has a lot of implications, along with also the Huron doubleheader tomorrow. That one's over for a strike. The count's 1-1. The only flip side would be is if Post State goes 2-0, then there's not a whole lot to worry about. Here's a fly ball out towards right center field, and gliding over those the right fielder in Blomgren. He'll make the catch and retire the side on a 1-2-3 at top of the third for Chris Joseph. We head to the bottom of the third, 2-1 lead for Brandon Valley over Pierre. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Back in a minute. Summer is here, and Beck Motor Company is stepping up to the plate. As a proud supporter of Legion Baseball, we're hitting it out of the park with unbeatable deals on the Chevy and Cadillac vehicles. Whether you're looking for the power of a Chevy Silverado or the luxury of a Cadillac Escalade, Beck Motor Company has the perfect ride for you. So swing by today. Take your game and your drive to the next level. Beck Motor Company, your local Chevy and Cadillac dealer. Proud to support our youth and ready to put you behind the wheel of your dream vehicle. www.beck-motors.com, 605-224-5912.
Walking together in faith, living together in faith, working together in faith, that's who we are.
Hi, this is Pastor Sam Hanschke. I hope that our athletes have an excellent and successful season. I pray that God would continue to richly bless them. I invite you to join me in praying for our athletes during the year.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
Bottom of the third, 2-1 lead still for Brandon Valley over Pierre on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby and scoreboard. 3, 4, and 5, Rylan Carroll, Max Peters, and Brayton Stroh lead things off here in this third inning. 2 runs without a hit so far, and that all coming in the first inning for Brandon Valley on 4 walks and a sac fly that scored the 2 runs. As the first pitch will be taken for strike 1, Carroll gave gave up on that curveball. He didn't like that first pitch strike called against him, as it counts 0-1 to the number 3 man in the batting order. Buckles, the 0-1 pitch. This will be flown out towards right field. Sudden sun and shine patrolling over there. He'll get underneath it. And the leadoff man is retired to kick off the bottom of the 3rd inning. Max Peters to the plate. That, again, it's simple. It's tough to do, but it's simple when it works. Getting ahead of hitters makes life a lot easier on pitchers. Sometimes you tip the cap and you continuously tip the cap, and it just happens. There's a swing and a miss by Peters for strike 1. But you get ahead, things open up for you in the strike zone. Things open up for you outside the strike zone to get guys to chase. You can do a lot more with just grooving a fastball down the middle, as it counts 1-1 now to Max Peters. And it's not easy to do, but it's, like I said, easier said than done. Peters will foul that bunt attempt, and the count's now 1-2. But pitchers are very successful when they get ahead of the count, and they don't tend to be very successful when they continuously be behind the count. And that's the difference between what we're seeing here in the first inning for Buckles and now from the 2nd into the 3rd. Here's the 1-2 to Peters. That'll be upstairs, and the count's now 2-2. Again, 1-2 count. You can throw that fastball. It's a little bit too high to try and get Peters to chase, but you can throw that high fastball at the strike zone to try and get him to chase. It's a 2-0 count. He's not swinging at it. 2-2 pitch. This will be popped up left side. That will get out of play. And the count remained with 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a race across the bleachers to try and go get the foul ball. That one will hit Max Peters. And so now there's a runner on at first with 1 away. And it brings up Brayton Stroh.
Number 22, Brighton.
I'll make that Brighton Stroh. Stroh is 0 for 0, but does have an RBI. Sack fly out to left field. Lineback had to leap up and over the top of his head, make the catch to record the out as the first pitch. And another big swing there from Stroh.
Foul ball to either dugout. Come up to the press box.
The count is 0-1.
$1 for Mr. Corey Knudsen.
Runner on at first with 1 away here in the bottom of the 2nd. Make that the bottom of the 3rd. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Buckles after a long pause. It'll miss upstairs. Now delayed steal. The throw to second. Stocher with the tag. No, he lost it. Didn't have the ball. It was a really delayed steal. The throw came into second. I don't know if he would have been out or not, but I don't know if Peters was maybe trying to catch the 8 snapping. It kind of did, but kind of more got away with it with the stolen base, and the count's 1-1. Either way, it works. And Brandon Valley's got a runner in scoring position here with less than 2 outs. And this will be flown out to center field. Porter Hunsley is backing up, still backing up. He'll make the catch. Runner will bluff the tag from second. Hunsley missed the cutoff man. Grayson Hunsley had to come into the middle of the infield to make the play, but with Stroh not tagging, there's now 2 down. But it keeps the runner on at second, and it's Jack Blomgren, the right fielder. He struck out looking. Back in the bottom of the 1st inning. See if Buckles can get out of this inning. Gonna get another 0 up on the scoreboard. Here's the first pitch. Curveball that drops in for strike 1. And again, ahead of another hitter for J.J. Buckles. Outside the hit by pitch, which doesn't matter if you're 0-2 or not, it hit somebody that ends up at bat pretty quick. But he's been ahead of hitters over the last 5-6 guys. Here's a swing and a miss by Blomgren. The count's now 0-2. And Buckles has got kind of free range here to go wherever he wants to try and get Blomgren swinging. Get out of the inning. Leading away from second is Max Peters. Buckles looking for the right side. He'll get it, and now comes set. 0-2 pitch. High fastball. Doesn't get Blomgren to chase. That was he threw a high fastball a couple at bats ago to Peters and threw it a little bit too high. That one was more eye level. But Blomgren was not going to test that one. 1-2 pitch. That'll be fouled over to the first base dugout. Bounced off the bricks and heads over to the first base coaching box. Infield turf all the way around, and even probably 3-4 steps going to the outfield. So it doesn't just stop at where the dirt would be, the brown turf. It goes a couple steps farther back behind the infield before it meshes in with the natural grass. 1-2. It'll be upstairs, and the count's 2-2. It's a great facility that we were able to have a great state tournament 4 years ago. Post-state, Bennett Dean had the big walk-off home run against Watertown that kept their tournament alive, got them into what would be the second and final day. 1-2 pitch. This will be popped up on the right side. This is foul territory. Simpson is going to give way to Terwilliger, who comes in, calls him off. Simpson never found it, but Terwilliger was able to find it. He'll make the catch in foul territory, and a great play by Cooper Terwilliger on a long run from the first baseman, and it ends the top of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on base. We head to the top of the fourth, 2-1 lead for Brandon over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs. We do so by utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methods which allow the patients to feel comfortable. So whether it has been many years or 6 months since your last dental visit, your oral health is important. We invite you to call us at Missouri River Dentistry, 223-2021, 223-2021.
Wagner Auto in Pierre has been hitting home runs for over 100 years, delivering quality vehicles and top-notch service to our community. Whether you need a rugged truck, a dependable SUV, or a fuel-efficient car, we've got the perfect lineup to keep you on the road. Proud sponsor of this season's baseball action, we're here to help you drive home a great deal. Stop by today or visit WagnerAuto.com. Wagner Auto, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer.
Top of the fourth, 2-1 lead of the American Family Insurance. Brittany Shuffleby and scoreboard for Brandon Valley, post 131. And it will be for the 8th, 7, 8, and 9, Grayson Hunsley, Trevor Rounds, and Hudson Stosher.
Third baseman, Grayson Hunsley.
So far as we head to the top of the fourth inning, it is a Hudson Stosher single, the only base hit between the two teams. And we have a 2-1 score. We've got more runs than we do hits right now. The first pitch will miss outside for ball one. But here at the top of the fourth, 7-inning baseball game, doubleheader. A lot of on the line for Post State. A little less on the line for Brandon Valley. But still, they don't want to drop any spot in the standings, as that one will be catching the outside corner. The count's 1-2. The Eights are trying to make sure they're at home. Brandon Valley will be at home. They just want to have their best opportunity, as Hunsley will sky this out to center field. Stroh backs up. He'll make the catch nonchalantly to retire Hunsley to lead off the top of the fourth. And there's one down to bring up Trevor Rounds. Rounds struck out looking in his first trip to the plate. Again, next Wednesday will be the start of the regional playoffs. We'll have it for you on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. What we've seen in the past, obviously the spring, this is the second time the spring has done it. This will be popped up on the right side. Mueller will call for it, the second baseman. He'll make the catch, and there's two quickly down here at the top of the fourth. And it brings up Hudson Stosher.
Rounds flies out to second baseman
But
Mueller.
usually it's one game for the day,
Stosher.
and then you come back and play the two if necessary. There is the possibility that maybe you say we're going to play 2 games and then come back for a third one if necessary. That one will be taken for strike one. I believe that would probably, if Pierre and Huron would play, that could be a possibility. But otherwise, I don't think that, Brookings, Harrisburg, whoever else you might play with a 3-hour drive, if you're going there or they're coming here, you're not going to probably want to play 2 games in one day and then possibly come back for a third one. You can play in the afternoon then at that point on Thursday. There's a swing and a miss by Stosher, and the count's 1-2. Stosher is 1 for 1. He's the only guy that can say he's 1 for something. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And he'll chase that one above the eyes, and that will be a strikeout and a 1-2-3 inning for Chris Joseph. In the top of the 4th inning, he's retired 7 straight, and we head to the bottom of the 4th. Brandon Valley is still leading 2-1 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Back in a minute on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
Top of the, back to the bottom of the 4th on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. 2-1 lead for Brandon Valley over Pierre. 7-8-9, Luke Smart, Mason Veld, and Caleb Severin. He might reach his base. Braden Knutson to the top of the order would be Brandon Valley.
Designated hitter.
Luke Smart grounded out to the shortstop. Dawson gets to finish out the bottom of the 1st inning. It was a fielder's choice, but there were 2 outs. As the first pitch will be taken for strike 1. As we start to roll up at 4 o'clock here on KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. Here's the 0-1. This will be fouled right back to the netting. Couple hands go up that are sitting behind the home plates here in the grandstand at Aspen Park, First National Bank Field. It counts 0-2. 0-2 pitch to Smarts. Ground ball on the second baseman, Stosher. He will gobble that up and retire. Smart to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning.
Ground out by Smart, second baseman.
Beautiful thing about that turf is Hudson Stosher stays down the baseball. You're not going to, something has got to be there that should not be there on the turf. Everything is pretty true hop on a turf field. And for Stosher, he is able to make that play easily. And to get Smart leading off as Mason Veld will take strike 1 in his at-bats. He is 0 for 0. He drew a walk. It was a delayed steal while his end up being moving to second, a sac bunt, and then a stolen base with Cooper Ness running in that spot because he was the catcher. He is the catcher, Mason Veld, and able to be courtesy ran for. 1-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-2. And Buckles will try and finish out Mason Veld. Just 1 strikeout so far for Buckles. 1-2 pitch. That'll be skied out towards left field. Much easier this time for Ridge Linebach. Cap flies off, but he makes the catch. And there's 2 down now here in the bottom of the 4th inning. There's Caleb Severin. Pier 14U, they beat Harrisburg just a couple minutes ago at home, 12-2. State tournaments are coming up next weekend for the post-8 teams. We'll have stories on them and have brackets when they are available for you on KCCRradio.com. Here's a ground ball over to Terwilliger at first. Almost took a hop before his glove got down, but he's able to make the play, and it's a 1-2-3 inning quickly for J.J. Buckles. He counters Chris Joseph's 1-2-3. We head to the 5th. It is a 2-1 lead for Brandon Valley over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota. Top of the fifth, KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station, 2-1 lead for Brandon Valley over Post State in game one of our doubleheader. Drew McIntyre is back at the station. John Winkler with you on this Thursday afternoon still, as sun peeking out, and then the clouds, though, are trying to make this back to being a cloudy, somewhat cloudy afternoon. They'll clear out eventually, and we'll have a pretty bright and sunny Thursday here at Brandon Valley. Here at Aspen Park it is the top of the order for Post State in the top of the fifth. Dawson Getz, Sutton Sunshine, and Charlie Simpson. First pitch is outside for ball one to Getz, who is 0 for 1. He struck out swinging in the first, then walked in the second. 7 straight retired after Sutton Sunshine was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, and there will be the second hit of the ball game for Post State, all the way out to the wall in the left field, all the way to the corner. Dawson Getz will have himself a leadoff double. And the tying run is in scoring position just 2 pitches into the inning. And Sutton Sunshine's got a chance to tie the ball game up. He's got the RBI right now for Post State. That ends the streak of 7 straight retired for Joseph. And we'll see if Sunshine can get a base hit somewhere in the outfield to drive in Dawson Getz. First pitch, that'll miss low for ball one. First baseman for post 131, Max Peters, is well inside, I guess, again, the green infield turf. Another activity on the right field bullpen for Brandon Valley. I don't think Sutton Sunshine is going to be bunting, as that will be missing high, and the count's 2-0. Leadoff double for Getz. Last time the Eights had the leadoff man on base, they scored that run. They do so here. They tie the ball game up. Here's the 2-0. Instead, a fake pick. Nobody covering second. Getz easily scampers back. Sunshine will dig back in. 2-0 pitch to him. Coming from Chris Joseph. Sunshine rips that out towards left center field. That is going to be over the head and all the way off the wall. That'll tie the ball game up. Back-to-back doubles for the Eights. And we're squared at 2 here at the top of the 5th inning. Sunshine's got his 5th double. RBI 26 now for him on the season. And it is a 2-2 tie on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. And now Charlie Simpson's got a chance to give the Eights the lead. He's 0 for 1, walk in the first, strikeout looking in the second. First pitch will be upstairs for ball one. Things were not looking good for the Eights. 4 batters in that bottom of the first inning. They were down 1-0 with nobody out on 4 straight walks. Simpson will foul that one out of play on the right side, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. But then after that, only 2 guys have reached base against J.J. Buckles. He walked a guy in the second to lead off the inning, then hit a guy in the third with 1 out. Only 2 base runners. That one will be upstairs at the top of the zone. The count's now 1-2. That was to the displeasure of the Post State fans that have made the trip here to Brandon Valley. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Simpson. That'll miss low. Evens the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Sunshine leads away from second. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. 2-2 our score. 2-2. That's a chopper that will be foul as it hit Simpson. It rolled foul anyway. It went off of Simpson on contact and called the right away by the home plate umpire. So the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is a big spot here for the Eights and really tough for Brandon Valley. This is number 3 batter. 1 run has already scored. Another man at second. 3, 4, and 5 to try and get out of this, keep this ball game tied. 2-2 pitch. Simpson line shot. That'll be caught. And then Sonnenshine's able to dive back to second, so he wasn't doubled off. Right on the money for Simpson, but it goes right to Mueller.
Lines out to Mueller.
But a heads-up play from Sonnenshine, not get too far off the bag, and was able to dive back in before Mueller could win the race to the second base bag. So now there's one down. And it's Cooper Twilliger, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Just about everybody that was coming to the plate had a walk or hit by a pitch with a strikeout in the top 4 guys in the batting order. As the first pitch will miss outside for ball 1 to Twilliger. Twilliger's got the power with 3:15 down the lines. He has a shot to hit one out. This will be out to right field. Backing up to right fielder, looking, and that's going to go off the wall. Sonnenshine, he had a late jump. He's rounding third and will try and score. The throw will come to the plate. Diving in, he's safe at home as Sonnenshine. And an RBI double for Cooper Twilliger gets it a 3-2 lead. Third double of the inning for the Eights. 4th hit overall in the game for Post Eights. And Cooper Twilliger drives in RBI number 18 of the season. And now we've got time. And are we going to have a pitching change? It looks like that'll be the end of the day for Chris Joseph, who gave up 3 doubles in this top of the 5th inning. Post 8 has the lead for the first time here this afternoon. We'll come back in a minute and tell you the change. After this, you're listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Step up to the plate with Kathy Sonnenshine Properties in Pierre, your go-to for buying, selling, and finding your perfect home. Whether you're looking for a cozy cottage or a spacious family home, Kathy Sonnenshine Properties has you covered. We're committed to helping you make your next big move, on the field or in your life. Ready to find your dream home? Call Kathy Sonnenshine Properties at 605-224-5588. Your home run in real estate.
AGE Corporation has been building South Dakota for over 60 years. For all your site work, construction, and crane needs, AGE is there for you. If you need a boat dock and dock lighting, AGE has what you need. Visit their website, agecorp.com, or give them a call at 223-2732. AGE Corporation, providing high-quality services without sacrificing safety. Visit agecorp.com or call 223-2732. So does Luke Felderman, that is on the mound now for Brandon Valley with a runner on at second and a 1 away here in the top of the 5th inning. As Chris Joseph goes 4 1/3 innings. You can't close the book officially on him yet. 4 1/3 though, with 4 hits allowed, 4 walks and 6 strikeouts. He has given up those 3 runs with Cooper Twilliger still in. That is still his responsibility. As we try and get you the full stats here for Felderman. He has thrown 25 innings so far. This will be his 8th relief appearance and 12th overall. He is 2-4 on the season. Giving up 35 hits, 25 runs, 22 earned, 13 walks, 13 strikeouts, an ERA at 6.16, and a whip at 1.92, and a batting average against at 321 for Luke Felderman as the first pitch missed for ball 1. To Ridge Leinbach, the first man to greet him to try and make this a 4-2 lead for the Eights. That'll miss upstairs, and the count's 2-0. I mean, this is a really important inning for the Eights. 3 doubles, you've scored twice, still only 1 out, number 5 man in the batting order. Got to find ways to continue to score. Here's a ground ball. The third baseman will throw or make the shortstop to throw to third, and Twilliger will be thrown out. Ball was to Twilliger's right, but he still took off. And so Leinbach will reach on the fielder's choice, and there's now 2 down. But it does take the runner out of scoring position. 6-5 on that fielder's choice. 2 away, and it's now Porter Hunsley.
Number 17, center fielder Porter.
So yeah, Hunsley, who is 0 for 1. He walked in the second, flew out of the right fielder in the third. Leinbach leads away from first. Pickoff attempt, and without a tag. Back in safely is Leinbach. With 2 outs, a gap shot here. Leinbach will be off with the crack of the bat and find a way to score him from first. That'll miss low for ball 1, and the catcher in Mason Veld looks back at the home plate umpire that time, wondering where that one might have missed. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll be upstairs, and the count's 2-0, and already some activity out in the right field bullpen for Brandon Valley. Will Van Leer will be warming up. 2-0. That'll also miss low, and the count's 3-0. Officially closing the book for Chris Joseph. 4 1/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 4 walks and 6 strikeouts after Twilliger was retired on the fielder's choice. 3-0 pitch to Hunsley, taking it all the way, and that one's at the top of the zone for a strike, and the count's 3-1. Still good hitter's count here for the rising sophomore to drive it somewhere in the gap. 3-1 pitch. That'll be at the bottom of the zone for a strike, and from the top of the zone to now be at the bottom of the zone, and the home plate umpire barking at the third base dugout where the 8s are at, telling them to knock it off. 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. Leinbach takes off, ground ball to the right side, just missing the base umpire, but the second baseman and Mueller will make the catch and make the throw to first and retire the side here in the top of the 5th inning. But 3-run score for the 8s on 3 doubles, no errors, and 1 man left on base. The 8s have the lead for the first time, make that 2-run scoring on 3 hits. The 8s have the lead for the first time, 3-2 over Brandon Valley. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Are you a farmer in the Highmore area? Do you need a trusted partner for your grain and agronomy needs? Look no further than AgTegra. AgTegra is built on a legacy of farmer-owned cooperatives, providing superior service and relentless innovation for generations. We're committed to your success and the safety of our employees and members. For your grain needs, call Chance Scott at 605-846-1099. And for all your agronomy needs, reach out to Cole Hamlin at 605-871-9572. AgTegra. Growing together for generations.
Bottom of the 5th, it is 3-2 advantage post-8s on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. But the top of the order now here for Brandon Valley as the first pitch will miss low for ball 1. That was pitch number 76 for J.J. Buchholz. He's got 29 pitches left to work with here, trying to get through at least 5 complete, if not maybe 6. And this will be popped up left side, right on the line. Grayson Hunsley will make the catch as he tracks that ball all the way almost to the ground. But he does make the catch, and the leadoff man retire. That's a big first out. Get the leadoff guy in the, not just in the inning, but in the batting order to pop out in foul territory right at the line anyway. Now it's Ryder Mueller. Mueller's 0 for 1. He walked in the first and ground out to the second baseman, his counterpart in the second. That pitch will miss upstairs for ball 1. That was a great play by Hudson Stosher, by the way, on that ground out to Mueller. And he had to step and throw from behind the second base bag with his momentum carrying him back towards the shortstop and in towards left center field. He was able to throw it in a good pick from the first baseman to Williger. Counts 1-1 now to Mueller. That'll be upstairs, 2-1. Buchholz have to be efficient. Can he get through 6 completes? Well, right now you're looking at just trying to get through 5. We'll see how many pitches he would have left if he gets to that point, as it counts 3-1. 6 straight have been retired by Buchholz to this point. 3-1 count, though, to Mueller, who's looking to get on base for the second time. That one will catch the bottom of the zone. That counts now 3-2. Mueller was about ready to take his way to first base. But now he'll have to dig back in with the base with the full count. Base is empty with 1 out. 3-2 pitch. That one I just missed outside for ball 4. And there's a runner on at first here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. And it brings up Rylan Carroll. Carroll is 0 for 1 with a walk.
Number 5, third baseman,
Flew out to the right fielder, Sunshine, to lead off the bottom of the 3rd inning. See if Buckles can get a ground ball here, something up the middle. There's a ground ball that'll be up towards Guest, but that's going to get just past the sliding Guest. That is missed by Leinbach, and it's going to roll out to the wall. It's going to tie the ball game up. And it'll be a single and then an error to Leinbach that will tie the game up at 3, and the runner will make his way to second. So all the way from first, Mueller will score it, and it is a base hit but no RBI for Rylan Carroll, and it's now a 3-3 tie on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby scoreboard.
Next up,
Max Peters was walked and hit by a pitch in his 2 trips to the plate.
Number 2, Max.
And just very close for Getz to make the play on that. He was sliding, and that's obviously a tough play to try and make. But if he just knocks it down, it ends up being first and second. Although, Leinbach making the play out there remains at first and second, but he got past him enough and had a lot of speed going through the infield to allow that run to come in to score all the way from first. That one's at the top of the zone for a strike. The count's now 0-2. Here to Max Peters. On base twice, been stranded both times. That was also the first hit, by the way, with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th for Brandon Valley. J.J. Buckles had a no-hitter through 4 1/3. That one misses outside, and the count's 1-2, trying to maybe paint the outside corner or get Peters to chase. A 1-2 pitch. That one is taken for strike 3. And that's just the second strikeout for J.J. Buckles, but a big second out. 2 down now here in the bottom of the 5th. And it brings up Brighton Stroh.
Brighton Stroh, number 22.
Stroh had a sac fly RBI that made it 2-0 at the time in the bottom of the 1st, and he flew out of the center fielder Hunsley. So with 2 outs and a runner on second, a base hit could reclaim the lead for Brandon Valley. And then this one will be launched foul. It's the top of the batting cage out in left field as the first pitch is a strike again from J.J. Buckles.
Return all foul balls to the dugout, up to the press box for $1.
Carroll leads away from second. Stroh at the plate, 2 outs, tie game, 3-3 in the bottom of the 5th. 0-1 pitch. Line shot, that's going to get into right center field, and that's going to give the lead right back to Brandon Valley. A 2-out single and an RBI for Brighton Stroh, and as quickly as the Eights took the lead in the top of the 5th, it's given right back to Brandon Valley here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Second RBI of the ball game for Stroh.
Number 3.
And it brings up Jack Blomgren.
Jack Blomgren.
Blomgren is 0 for 2. He struck out looking in the 1st. Popped out in foul territory to end the 3rd. Here's the first pitch to Blomgren. Hits him. Second time that a man has been hit.
Blomgren hit by pitch.
And it's now first and second with 2 away and another man in scoring position.
Hit by pitch, brought to you by
And that was
Sioux Falls
pitch
Urgent
number
Care.
91 for Buckles, so he,
Bumps and bruises. Sioux
again,
Falls Urgent
if
Care.
he can get out of this inning by getting Smart, who's grounded out twice,
Number 15,
he would at least be able to start the 6th inning.
Smart. Designated hitter, Smart.
And outside of Will Danberg and guys that are unavailable going in today, Danberg most likely your game 2 starter. Everybody else is on the table to potentially pitch. As the first pitch misses it low and away for ball 1. Two hits in the inning, 2 hits in the ball game for Brandon Valley. They scored 2 runs here in the 5th and reclaim a 4-3 lead now. That's going to be at the bottom of the zone and a curveball that drops in for a strike. Counts 1-1. Smart 0 for 2. Ground out to the shortstop Getz. And then also ground out to Stosher at second. This will be popped up behind the mound over on the left side. Shortstop Getz will take it and retire the side here in the bottom of the 5th inning. But 2-run score in the inning. On 2 hits, there was 1 error and 2 men left on base. We head to the 6th. It is a 4-3 lead for Brandon Valley over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hello, I'm Pastor Jeff Lathrop of Pierre First United Methodist Church, and I'd like to invite you to join us in person for worship on Sunday mornings at 8:30 a.m. or 11 a.m. You can also join us on Facebook Live or on KCCR 1240 a.m. or 98.9 FM for our Sunday morning broadcast at 11 a.m. Come worship with us at First United Methodist Church, where you will find open hearts, open minds, and open doors.
When you're in town for the big game, why not stay where the view is just as great as the action? American in Fort Pierce sits right on the river, offering beautiful scenery, relaxing comfort, and easy access to the ballpark. After a day at the Diamond, there's nothing better than unwinding by the water, and the American always hits it out of the park. Stay by the river. Stay in comfort. Call 605-223-2358 to book your room today. American, where the river meets relaxation.
We welcome you back. It is the top of the 6th inning. Looks like Rylan Carroll is now on the mound for Brandon Valley Post 131, which will then move people around. Carroll was the third baseman. Felderman only goes 2/3 of an inning, giving up just that 1 hit. No runs were earned against him, and he didn't have a walk or a strikeout. But Carroll is now on the mound and trying to see who the third baseman is for Brandon Valley. We'll see if maybe he'll turn his back and see a number. It is number 19. And so Will Van Loor will move into the play third base, which would be in the position for Luke Smart.
Up here, number 14, third baseman Grayson Hunsley.
So Van Loor now at third. Carroll is on the mound. And everybody else will remain the same as Grayson Hunsley, first pitch swinging, grounds it up the middle to the shortstop Knutson. 1 pitch and 1 out to open up the top of the 6th. So 1 down, and it brings up Trevor Rounds.
Grounds out the shortstop Knutson.
Rounds is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and then a pop out. And Felderman goes to 2/3 of an inning. Actually, he did not give up a hit.
Designated hitter Trevor
Twilliger is already on at second, so he had 2/3 of an inning with zeros across his. That's the 2/3 the only thing that he has officially anything in the books. He only threw 9 pitches, so he's available to go back tomorrow and throw against Huron. Rounds will sky that one out of play, and the count's 1-1. Rounds and then Hudson Stosher, 7-8-9 here in the top of the 6th inning, with the Eights trailing by 1 run. And a doubleheader, they must win 1 game. Again, they could go 0-2 today and still be hosting at the end of the weekend. However, it's a lot more unlikely that that is the case, as that one's over for a strike and the count's 2-2. Everything has to go right for them at that point if they go 0-2. But 1-1, you have to have some bad luck to not be hosting, because you have so many of those scenarios that turn into post-state hosting being at least 1-1. We'll be able to cross out a lot of those things after this game, whether the Eights win or lose, as this will be missing for ball 4, so Rounds will draw the 1-out walk, and it will bring up now the number 9 man in Hudson Stosher.
Number 16, Hudson.
Again,
Stosher.
42 possible scenarios coming into the day for what this doubleheader has, what Post 8 or what Harrisburg and Brookings tomorrow, Huron and Brandon Valley tomorrow, and then what Post 320 does over the weekend. They're facing Sioux Falls East today, and then Sioux Falls West tomorrow. If they split today, I would say it's likely, a lot more likely that they go 3-1 to get over 500 or be at 500 or above. As the 1-0 pitch will hit the zone for a strike. The count's 1-1 here to Stosher, who is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Just because East is, high up in the standings, West is below post 320, that they can go, if they get swept, there is no possibility of them getting to 500 at that point. They'll be 3 games under with 2 games to play. And if they sweep East, then it is very likely, because all I have to do is just split against West to make sure they stay above 500. 1-1 pitch, check swing. They go to the base umpire behind the mound, and he says no swing by Stosher, and I think that's a good call. It counts 2-1. In that position where he is at, it's got to be really, really obvious that it was a swing. 2-1 pitch. That one will also miss low and away, and the count's 3-1. Top of the order is on deck, but Stosher's got a good hitter's count right now. 3-1 with 1 out and a runner on at first. A pitch from Carroll was taken for a strike, and the count's now 3-2. Somewhat taken all the way there was Stosher. 3-2 pitch now to Hudson Stosher. He waves that and misses and strikes out. A pitch that would have been ball 4. And there's now 2 down now here in the top of the 6th. And it's Dawson Getz. He doubled his last trip to the plate. He is 1 for 2 here in this ball game. He doubled the lead off the top of the 5th, then came in by the RBI double from Sutton Sunshine. With the speed of rounds, a double could tie the ball game up. First pitch is on the outside, top of the outside corner for a strike. Here's the 0-1 to Getz. A miss low and away, 1-1. Eights have gotten back to the top of the order, so even if they don't score here, they've got 2, 3, 4, or 3, 4, 5 to start the 7th inning. You got where you want to be to try and tie this ball game up. But Buchholz, it looks like maybe he's going to go back out for the 6th inning, has a chance and wants to keep it a 4-3 ball game. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Carroll gets a strikeout of Getz. 2 strikeouts of the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Brandon Valley leads 4-3 over Pierre. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Step up to the plate with Overhead Door Company of Pierre. Like your favorite team, we deliver reliability, strength, and top-notch performance. For over 100 years, Overhead Door has been the most respected name in the industry. From commercial or residential repairs to full upgrades, our team of technicians stand ready to provide winning results. Don't let a faulty garage door strike you out. Look for the signature red ribbon and call the industry MVP at 605-224-6200. Bring your garage door game to the big leagues.
Is your roof ready for the next South Dakota storm? Don't wait till it's too late. For over 25 years, Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction has been serving Central South Dakota with quality roofing and construction. He has now added gutters. We offer dependable service, guaranteed workmanship, and no unnecessary flash or fuss. Just reliable protection for your home. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction. Experience you can trust. Call today, 605-280-8133. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, serving Central South Dakota for over 25 years.
Bottom of the 6th inning, and it is a 4-3 lead on American Family Insurance printing shuffle by and scoreboard. J.J. Buchholz has thrown 94 pitches, but he will be out of the ball game for Porter Hunsley. Trevor Rounds will go to center. Porter Hunsley will be pitching for Post H as he will take over. And it will be Rounds that will go to center. So the lineup will stay the same.
Pitching change for Pierre.
And Buchholz, who will finish 5 innings pitched, 1 hit, 4 runs. Well, actually 2 hits. There was 3 of the 4 runs were earned, 6 walks and 2 strikeouts. Actually, 2 of the 4 runs were earned. And 94 pitches. And it's now Porter Hunsley's opportunity to keep this ball game at 4-3, going to the top of the 7th inning. For Porter Hunsley, as it will be Mason Veld, Caleb Severin, and Braden Knudsen, 8, 9, and 1. Porter Hunsley has thrown 28 and 2/3 innings. This will be his 8th relief appearance, 11th overall, as he gets strike one to start against Mason Veld. He is 2 and 4, 39 hits allowed. This will be flown out towards center field. Long run, it's still going. Sutton Sonnenschein is out in center actually to make the catch. Believe me, that might actually still is Trevor Rounds, excuse me. With the leadoff man is retired out in center on a long run out there towards deep center field.
Deep fly ball for Bell.
And there's one down to bring up Caleb Severin. 39 hits, 16 runs, 15 earned, 14 walks, and 13 strikeouts. ERA at 3.66. Whip out 1.85. The batting average against it 333. As this will be flown out towards right field. That's going to be a base hit dropping in front. And there's one on and one out.
Base hit for Severin.
And Severin has got the 3rd hit of the ball game for Brandon Valley. And it's to the top of the order here for Braden Knudsen.
Number 13.
First pitch strike percentage at 57% for Porter Hunsley, who the last time he pitched, he gave up 12 hits, but he did not walk anybody. He had a chance to go the distance against Watertown on Friday, but he didn't walk anybody. 6 innings, 12 hits, 6 runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. And that 9-4 loss, he was the one that did pick up the loss in that game, as that one is at the knees for strike one to Braden Knudsen. Post State will have 2, 3, and 4 due up in the top of the 7th. You're hoping that it's a 4-3 ball game going to that top of the 7th, and a ground ball can help make that happen, as this will be flown out of play on the right side, and the count's 0-2. Flags have picked back up, blowing out towards right center field, blowing straight across from out in center field. Out towards, again, right center, right field. Another pickoff attempt. Not much of anything there from Porter Hunsley, just keeping the runner over at first close, and Caleb Severin. The left-handed hitting Knudsen. See if they can get him to ground into a double play ball. Runner takes off. There's a ground ball that's going to get through into left field for a base hit. Back-to-back singles for post 131. And it's first and second now with 2 away. And we'll bring up Ryder Mueller. Mueller's 0 for 1. He's walked twice and scored twice. The one time that he was retired was a ground out to Hudson Stosher just to the right side of the second base bag. And if he can do that, if he can hit the ball in that same spot and help start a double play to get out of the inning. First pitch swinging, and swings and misses for strike one. Twilliger is in on the bag over at first. As he creeps in, maybe potentially a bunt from Mueller. 0-1 pitch, that's fouled back, and we'll see if Twilliger takes a couple steps back. Obviously not holding the runner on at first, but there's a guy on second. He'll take a couple steps back on the brown of the infield turf, and he'll actually go behind the runner. Well, 0-2 count and 1 out. Hunsley, the 0-2 to Mueller. A curveball that'll miss upstairs, and the count's 1-2. Hunsley in that second game, he had 2 strikeouts in that 6 innings of work. Post State only had 3 strikeouts the entire doubleheader against Watertown last Friday. That one will be taken for strike 3. Great spot there from Porter Hunsley, top outside corner. He gets his first strikeout. There's now 2 down, and it brings up Rylan Carroll, and has to get a base hit to try and drive in a run for insurance for Brandon Valley. And now you're just looking for Hunsley to get it out anyway. Carroll is trying to pick out a 6-out save on the mound. He can, again, help himself out, give himself some wiggle room if he can get a base hit. First pitch, he swings and misses the curveball on the turf for strike 1. Porter Hunsley has really worked his way into a spot of being one of those first relievers. You know, you think about the playoffs next week, you get your starters lined up, you leave those three guys as starters, and you have a pretty good guy to go to right away in Porter Hunsley to be one of those top relievers. And being a lefty helps. You get two lefty pitchers, Braden Houlette being the other guy, another lefty for the Eights. That'll be flown out of play, and the count's now 1-2. Would maybe think that he'd be in relief of Will Danberg in game 2, assuming that Danberg is a starter, and that assumption is highly likely that Danberg will be the starter. 1-2 pitch from Hunsley to Carroll. That one just stays upstairs. Not a bad pitch there. Trying to get Carroll to chase. Almost clipped the top of the strike zone. The count goes now 2-2, and the deuces are wild here in the bottom of the 6th. 2 on and 2 out, and a 2-2 pitch coming from Porter Hunsley to Rylan Carroll. It's on its way. Hard ground ball up the middle. That's through for a base hit. Coming up with it is Rounds. He will fire, and it'll be cut off. Actually missed by Hunsley. Sliding for Simpson to make sure that it doesn't get past him. But Rylan Carroll makes it a 5-3 ball game with an RBI. And Carroll's second hits, first RBI. And his first and second still with 2 away. And here is Max Peters. You like for Stroh to stay on deck and leave him to come up in the bottom of the 7th, knowing that you got to try and get the ball game tied. But Stroh with 2 RBIs right now in his 3 plate appearances. You like to keep him from coming up with RBI opportunities. First pitch will be upstairs for ball 1. Again, 2, 3, and 4 for the Eights at the top of the 7th. Sutton, Sunshine, Charlie Simpson, and Cooper Terwilliger. 2 of those 3 guys have RBI doubles. Runner takes off for third. This will be popped up on the left side. There are 2 outs. Coming in is Lineback. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side to get out of that bottom of the 6th inning. But a run does score on 3 hits in the inning. No errors and 2 men left on base. Top of the 7th, last chance for the Eights here in the 7th inning in game 1. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Since the day First Fidelity Bank first opened its doors for business in 1905, we've served the credit and investment needs of this area. The money that's deposited with us is reinvested locally in the form of loans to area families, farms, and small businesses, where it can help create new opportunities for everyone in our community. First Fidelity Bank, first-class banking on a first-name basis. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Online at ffb-sd.com.
It is the top of the 7th and a 5-3 lead for Brandon Valley on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. Rylan Carroll will try and pick up the 6-out save. He helped himself out by getting an RBI single in the bottom of the 6th to give himself a 2-run advantage in post 131, the 2-run advantage. But Sutton, Sunshine, Charlie Simpson, Cooper Terwilliger, 2, 3, and 4 here for the Eights at the top of the 7th to try and tie this ball game up. First pitch to Sunshine will miss outside for ball 1. He is 1 for 2, was hit by a pitch, got an RBI in the top of the 2nd, then was doubling home Dawson Getz in the 5th, which made that a 3-2 ball game, or make that a 2-2 ball game, for he scored to give the Eights a 3-2 lead on the RBI double from Cooper Terwilliger. And he's got a 3-0 count, does Sunshine. Try and be a leadoff man on base to kick off the top of the 7th. 3-0 here from Carroll to Sunshine. Misses for ball 4, and it will be a 4-pitch walk to open up the top of the 7th inning. So now it's Charlie Simpson to the plate, who walked in the 1st, struck out looking in the 2nd, and lined down to the second baseman in the 5th.
Sunshine brings up number 21, Charlie Simpson.
So here is Sun and Shine. At first, Simpson now at the plates. First pitch after a 4-pitch walk will be at the bottom of the zone in the outside corner for strike one. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a ground ball that'll be up the middle. Flip to second for one. The throw to first, it's a double play. And there are two down here in the top of the 7th inning. 6-4-3 from Knudsen to Mueller to Peters. And Brandon Valley is now 1 out away from picking up a Game 1 win. Cooper Twilliger's got to get on base. Cooper Twilliger and Ridge Lineback have got to get on base and score. Eights were down to their final outs in the first game against Watertown last Friday and got doubles from Terwilliger, Lineback, and then Sun and Shine end up tying the game. Let's see if these two guys and then Porter Hunsley can do that with 2 outs here at the top of the 7th. 1-1 pitch. That's taken for a strike, and the count's now 1-2. Terwilliger was turning like he was about to hit him. But now the Eights are down to their final strike here in Game 1. 1-2 pitch. That one's just fouled away by Terwilliger. Barely got a piece of it. And it remains at 1-2. The Eights fail to tie or take the lead here in the top of the 7th. Game 2 will follow right around 30 minutes from now. Around 30 minutes. That pitch will hit Terwilliger, so it brings the tying run to the plate with 2 outs. And we'll see if Ridge Lineback can maybe take one deep to tie the game up. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning, and it brings up Ridge Lineback, who is 0 for 3. 2 ground downs to the fielder's choice. Hit the ball on the ground all 3 times, but now no better time to put the ball in the air than right now. First pitch is over for strike one. No maintenance really need to be done on the field, so you can get the second game started fairly quickly. 0-1 pitch is high and outside, and the count's 1-1. But we'd like to see this go into another half inning. One with the Eights having the lead, and Brandon Valley not coming back. 1-1 pitch. That's a full swing by Lineback. He tried to check his swing, was fooled on the curveball, thought he was going to get something meat of the plate, but ends up was missing low and away, but swung on and missed, so the count's now 1-2. 1-2 pitch. That'll miss. That'll get to the backstop. Terwilliger will get to second. His run does not matter so much on the wild pitch, but it does help Lineback have a chance to drive him in with a base hit. Count is 2-2 with 2 outs here at the top of the 7th. 2-run lead for Brandon Valley. 2-2. Swing and a foul tip into the mitt for strike 3, and that will end game number 1. So the Eights fail to win the first game. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. It is a 5-3 final in game 1. We'll come back in 2 minutes and wrap up this first game. Post Eights drops at 5-3. Back in 2 minutes on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Want technology solutions you can trust from a neighbor you know? Comtech, locally owned and serving Pierre and surrounding area since 2009, is dedicated to keeping your home, farm, and business connected and secure. We offer a full range of services, from audio and video, security, surveillance, and networking with expert installation and support. Visit our storefront, call us at 605-224-4066, or visit our website, comtechplus.com, to experience the Comtech difference. Comtech, your local technology experts.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
When you're looking for quality trash pickup services, look no further than Envirotech. 6 days a week, their trucks are on the road picking up trash, even holidays. They're also the place to contact for recycling services. Their friendly, professional staff is ready to assist with weekly pickups or even special pickups. Check out the website at envirotechwaste.com. Envirotech is locally operated. Call 224-4804. Envirotech Waste Services in Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
When life throws you a curveball, May Adam Law Firm in Pierre is here to help you knock it out of the park. For over 130 years, we've been providing trusted legal expertise in business, family law, criminal defense, and more. Proud sponsors of this season's baseball action, we're committed to serving our community both on and off the field. Need legal advice? Step up to the plate with May Adam Law Firm. Visit mayadam.net or call today. May Adam, South Dakota's law firm since 1881.
Final score in Game 1 is a 5-3 win for Brandon Valley over Post 8. As Brandon Valley gets that first win, and the 8s now have to win. They have to win Game 2 with them needing that win to try and make sure that they have a good shot at hosting a first-round playoff series after a 5-3 victory for Brandon Valley. They got 2 runs in the first inning. 4 walks drove in the first run. A sac fly from Brighton Stroh made it 2-0. The 8s got a run back on an RBI hit by a pitch for Sutton Sunshine in the top of the second. It made it 2-1. That score held until the 5th inning when the 8s had 3 doubles, scoring 2 runs. Sutton Sunshine drove in Dawson Getz' double to make it a 2-2 game, and then Cooper Twilger drove in Sunshine on the double to make it a 3-2 lead for the 8s. But then 2 runs scored in the 5th inning. An RBI single from Brighton Stroh got a 4-3 lead for Brandon Valley. An error tied the ball game, single and an error for Rylan Carroll that tied the ball game up. And then it was a 4-3 advantage, and then a single RBI for Rylan Carroll to make it a 5-3 lead, and he picks up the save. J.J. Buckles takes the loss, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned, 6 walks and 2 strikeouts and 94 pitches. Porter Hunsley went 1 inning, giving up 3 hits, 1 run, no walks and a strikeout. Winning for Brandon Valley was Luke Felderman in relief. Chris Joseph in the start went 4 1/3 inning, giving up 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. Felderman threw just 9 pitches, threw 2/3 of an inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. They took the lead back in that bottom of the 5th inning, so he ends up getting the win. As Rylan Carroll through the final 2 innings, he's picking up the 6-out save without allowing a hit, no runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 33 pitches. As they win it 5-3. Time of the ball game was 1 hour and 45 minutes. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and 8 men left on base for Pierre. 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 8 men left on base for Brandon Valley. As Game 1 goes in favor of Brandon Valley in that first game of the doubleheader. So now the 8s, again, have to get a win. The amount of opportunity for them to host is, with Post 320, if they would go 3-1, 14-16 scenarios they end up hosting. If Post 320 does not get above the 500 win percentage, if they go 2-2 or anything worse, they're going to host no matter what, 14-14 scenarios. But overall, for Post 8, things drastically change. And going 0-2 or 1-1, now they're at a spot where they need a little bit of some, they potentially could need some help if they go finish 1-1 still. So again, we'll talk about those scenarios in game number 2, but the 2-0 opportunity for Post 8, knowing that they were going to be hosting, is not going to happen anymore. There is no definite possibility of them hosting right now, but with a win, they still are very, very likely to be hosting a first-round playoff series come next Wednesday by just getting a win in game number 2. But we're going to get there in just a little while. As we close into the 5 o'clock hour, we're going to hear from News Director Zach Nelson. His 5 o'clock news will be short, a little bit shorter or sooner than you normally hear it on KCCR. We'll hear from him to take us between games here between Post 8s and Brandon Valley. Final score in game number 1, 5-3 win for Brandon Valley over Post 8. Well, if you're watching on YouTube, we're going to end the live video here in just a moment. We'll come back with the second game video shortly before we get started with our second game, as we'll have that second one here on KCCR and also on YouTube at KCCR Sports. So sending things back to the station, we'll get you set for game 2 coming up here in just a little bit. But a 5-3 win for Brandon Valley over Post 8. You listen to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR.